Ja, moet nog klappen?
Nee.
Echt niet?
Action.
Mag het wel? Ja?
Ja, Koen doet het altijd.
Voelt gewoon heel natuurlijk. Hey everybody, Maarten over here at the Fellowship of Acoustics. I'm taking over from Coen because he's still on holiday. First of all, I'd like to give a small shout out to Coen because he films these things really early in the morning and he doesn't even drink coffee. So pardon me if I'm a bit rusty. Let's get started with the Santa Cruz. This is a Santa Cruz D from 1999. Classic D styling, Indian rosewood back and sides, Sitka spruce on the top, nothing too crazy. I just always like getting a vintage Santa Cruz in because we don't see them very often. We sell plenty of new ones, but I think it's a real testament to the quality of these guitars that we don't see old ones because people just don't trade them in. Once you get one, you won't get rid of them. One last thing I really like about Santa Cruz is that even on these old ones from the 90s, they still, can I show this? They still have the same label. Well, basically the same label. Never change a winning team. Anyway, I think we all know what this should sound like, so let's see if it lives up to the dream. Take it away, Tom! The next one. Here's a McNally OM31. Brand new guitar made by Coen McNally, who at least we know very well over here. He's a great guitar builder from Ireland. He started out working at Loudon Guitars and he even moved up to Atkin Guitars as well. And now, luckily for us, he's building his own instruments. This OM31 is built using rosewood and alpine spruce. And that's a combination I really like, especially for a fingerstyle type of guitar like this. The alpine spruce, it kind of dampens the boominess of the rosewood a little bit and it creates some lovely warm overtones, at least to my ears. But maybe Tom can show us a little bit more of that. Take it away, Tom! Okay guys, next up, we're not taking this one because that might be my favorite and I'll save it for last. Here's a new one from the Fender custom shop. Oh man, it looks quite good actually. It's a Bass 6. Now we had an original Bass 6 in vintage white as well, or Olympic white back in the day, from 1963, and that very much inspired us to place some orders in at the Fender custom shop to make some new ones. Most of you might know this kind of guitar, but for those that aren't in the know, this isn't a baritone guitar, although it may look like it. It's actually a 6-string bass, and that was the big inspiration for this one because Dan Electro made a 6-string bass back in the 50s, so Fender decided to join in on that trend. So it's just an octave below a guitar. Every string is an octave below. The cool thing about this one, it also has the vintage correct mute, which you probably can't tell right now, but Tom will probably show us. Go Tom! For the next one, I've got a little surprise. Or it might not be a surprise anymore. Check this out. I think Coen showed this already, but Man, I love this so much. Eastman made this for us. They handed it over at the NAMM show, and it's because we were the #1 Eastman dealer in the world for 2022. So, about time we shared an Eastman and new arrivals, right? Here's nothing new, just a good old classic. The E20D Thermo Cured. It says an Adirondack top, Thermo Cured of course. East Indian rosewood back and sides, just classic D28 style styling. Herringbone trim, just lovely looks. I love the warm, old, natural finish. And the great thing about Eastman is that if you're looking for a classic style Maarten model in this case, Eastman is just a great choice to go to if you don't have the budget for a Maarten. This one comes in at about 2,100 euros. Adirondack top, as I said, it's about half the price of a D28. It doesn't say Maarten, but man, it sounds really good. Just listen to Tom. Before I get started on the last one, I've got one more surprise for all of you. Honk. Ooh, old case. Ooh, Gibson. Wow. This is a 1960's Gibson ES330 Sunburst in factory Lefty. That's, excuse my French, fucking cool. I think we can safely assume this is around a 68 because it has a 19 fret neck, which they introduced in that year. Before that, I think it was a 16 fret neck, but after that they just put on ES355 necks. I love the slight T-burst this vintage is going on, really classic late 60s. And a factory Lefty is always cool. We get so many questions about Lefty guitars, and especially vintage ones are really hard to come by. I mean, sure, you can swap out the strings, but it's not as cool as this. Good luck playing this, Tom. And now, last, but definitely not least, my favorite. Gibson as well, which isn't usually my favorite. Oh man, check this out. This is an ES295, all gold. This one is from the first year they reissued the ES295 in 1990. And I think it was immediately discontinued that year again. And I don't know why. They built these things first in '52. They're just awesome. They sound great. I mean, listen to Scotty Moore's Have Guitar Will Travel over here. They built them for plenty of years. And then they started making this one again in 1990, discontinued it. I think they made a Scotty Moore signature in 2013 and they discontinued that as well. So Gibson, if you're listening, please make these again because I want one and I'm not going to be able to buy this one because you're going to buy it. Okay, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of New Arrivals. It was fun to stand here again. It's been a while for me, but Coen will be taking over again next week, so don't worry. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Check out these guitars online. Check out the demos. Bye-bye.